our team of explorers, using untested technologies and harnessing the power of thousands of eyes the world over, in a race against time to solve an 800-year-old mystery.
The storm is bad over there.
My name is Albert Lind. I'm on a quest to find the secret burial site, the forbidden tomb of the man who ruled one of the largest empires ever known, Genghis Khan.
This expedition this summer, the goal will be to use the most advanced technologies, find the tomb, not digging anything, doing everything non-invasively, and take a legend and make it reality.
Yes, exactly.
You ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
We're in Ulaanbaatar, the capital of Mongolia. And after many months of meetings, we've got the go-ahead from the government and leading scholars to conduct our search for the tomb of Genghis Khan. We're packed and ready to go. We've got 31 men, 14 horses, 11 laptops, a crazy arsenal of new tools, 4 goats, and a lot of unknown.
Stop! I haven't been able to sleep for almost a year now because I've been dreaming about this. Let's get in the cars, let's go. All right.
I'm using historical texts for clues, mostly legends from centuries ago. Some of them say that a sacred mountain called the Burkhan Khaldun could be the location of the tomb. Problem is, there's no longer a mountain with that name, and no one is certain which of Mongolia's many peaks it could be. This mountain is shrouded in mystery. By the time of Genghis Khan's death in 1227, at the age of 65, his empire spanned the Asian continent. It would eventually stretch from Siberia to India, from Korea to Hungary, and fundamentally change the course of world history. Genghis Khan destroyed anybody who defied him. His armies left millions dead in medieval Europe, Asia, the Middle East. But the history of these campaigns was written by his enemies, his victims. So most people in the West only know Genghis Khan as a savage, bloodthirsty warrior. But that's only part of the story. He created a new world in which ideas flowed from east to west, advancing technology, art, and science. If he was so bloodthirsty, then why did he abolish torture? The man lived by principles. Based on reports of past expeditions, all of which have tried and failed, we've targeted one section of the Henti mountain range as a likely location of the Burkhan Khaldun. It's about 160 kilometers northeast of the capital, in a place called the Yigi Korek, or the Forbidden Zone.
We're laying siege to the mountain.
Where we're going, roads can disappear overnight. So we send an advanced party on horseback to scout for passable terrain. Hey, why are we stopping?
It looks like the roads are gonna start showing their might right now.
Problem.
Wow.
It's a lake.
It's a huge lake in the middle of the road. Let's go check it out.
Two of our trucks are already stuck. This doesn't look good.
Hey, do you guys have the mechanic with you? The engineer?
3 years ago, if you'd asked me where I'd be today, I'd tell you I'd be stuck in an office doing something I didn't love. I was just 1 year shy of getting my PhD in material science and engineering. I'd packed my bags for Beijing and bought a ticket on the Trans-Siberian Railroad to find out what my grandfather meant when he said our family comes from the north. My plan was to go to Mongolia and buy a horse to ride through the countryside and live with the nomads. I had only one change of clothes and a GPS. Everyone told me I was crazy. The more I'd hear I was crazy, the more I wanted to prove everybody wrong. So I crossed the border into Mongolia. I found a world that had changed little in a millennium. And at its core, Genghis Khan, a charismatic figure whose true history was as lost to the Western world as his tomb. Locked away somewhere in the ancestral homelands, a forbidden zone. I'm haunted by this mystery. I mean, it's a personal challenge that I've created for myself. Nobody knows exactly where his tomb is or how he died, but there's a lot of legends. One legend claims that a captured princess who was to be his concubine murdered him. Another legend claims that he died of typhus during a major military campaign, a secret known only by his innermost circle. And some say that the abandoned nomad boy who grew to conquer more land than any man in world history died doing what he loved most: hunting wild horses. The accident proved fatal. A proud man, Genghis Khan refused medical care until the military campaign in the south was won. By then, it was too late. His death would make the Mongol Empire vulnerable to his enemies. So it was kept a state secret. These things happened nearly 800 years ago. Our trail is cold. We have to study every clue, we have to use every tool, including the historical texts. According to one of those accounts, Genghis Khan's body was purified, wrapped in white felt, to the sacred mountain. But where? It could be any mountain in a huge mountain range. Where exactly did they bring his body? Back in the States, I pitched this crazy idea to my friends. Let's go back to Mongolia. Let's gain access to the Forbidden Zone and look for the tomb of Genghis Khan.
You know where I want to go? I want to go right there.
I mean, the odds would be against us, right? The Mongolian government, its people, they're fiercely protective of even the idea of Genghis Khan. No one is permitted to dig. There's even a legend that says the world would come to an end if a single stone of Genghis Khan's tomb is ever disturbed. But there's gotta be a way. So here's my plan. What if you use satellite imagery to identify patterns on the Earth's surface that indicate that there's something man-made beneath the surface? What if we use cutting-edge technologies in a new way to excavate without ever digging? And I knew exactly who could help me pull this off. You need a team of people that are not going to be stopped where the road ends. That's my guys. All experts in their fields. From robotics to data mining to 3D imaging, these guys are my dream team. And joining me are National Geographic's archaeology fellow, Dr. Fred Hebert, and Professor Tsokot Ochurin Ishtorch, one of the world's authorities on Mongolian history.
What do you think? It's really stuck?
It's really stuck.
But even with my dream team on board, we're never gonna find the tomb of Genghis Khan if we can't get this truck out of the mud. The Russian 66, it's a legendary 3,200 kilogram off-road vehicle with a beast of a V8 under the hood, and just what we need to get our heavy scientific equipment into the field. They're old trucks, but the saying goes, you can fix a 66 with twine and duct tape. Their reputation is that they're unstoppable.
we're back in business.
We continued north, following what could have been the route of Genghis Khan's funeral escort, crossing a beautiful but harsh landscape. Genghis Khan called it the Northern Wilderness. It's where he was born, where he suffered as a child. At the age of 9, Temujin, the boy who would become Genghis Khan, lost everything. His father was murdered. His family was abandoned by their own tribe. Temujin, his mother, and his young siblings were left to die on the brutal steppe. But they didn't die. They beat the odds and survived. And a fire was lit within this boy that would one day shape the fate of millions. We arrive on the eastern steppe. It took us 10 hours to get here, but there's no time to rest.
It's midnight. We gotta get this done and get to bed.
A storm front is coming. These 3 collapsible yurts, or gers, they'll be our home for the night. They're versatile structures, so simple yet totally warm and waterproof, totally packable, carried by nomads across the steppe for a millennium.
Learning as I go.
I've convinced a lot of people to trust in me, to put their lives on hold, to invest money and time, but to also give me access to this sacred land. I can't let them down now. Lightning in the night sky, it feels like an omen. Good or bad, well, we'll find out tomorrow. We're getting closer to the Forbidden Zone. The sun rises at 4 a.m., but none of us came to Mongolia to catch up on our sleep.
We are right now in a valley that is just to the south of the highly restricted area of northern Mongolia. It was once probably part of the Forbidden Zone that Genghis Khan had originally created. Nobody even knows which mountain we're looking for anymore because we know it by name, but nobody knows exactly which mountain that is. There were never any maps created around it.
It's to that very mountain that Temujin, the young man who would become Genghis Khan, ran for his life, chased by an enemy tribe that had just kidnapped his wife, Borta. He escaped and, according to legend, sought refuge on the Burkhan Khaldun. There, he turned his fate over to Tengar, the Mongol god of the eternal blue sky, and found the strength to stand up and fight. After 3 days on the mountain, he set out to get his wife back, to be proclaimed Genghis Khan, which means the universal ruler. An incredible transformation happened on the Burkhan Khaldun. And that's where we're heading, if we can find it.
The Burkhan Khaldun, it's not just a mountain, it's a whole mountain range. It's more than 12,000 square kilometers. To begin to investigate that area, it would take more than 100 archaeologists all their lives just to begin to look.
So we're asking the public to scan the entire area through the Human Computation Network and tell us where to go so we can find any possible trace of the Burkhan Khaldun.
We're trying to get people around the world to help us find the tomb of Genghis Khan by creating what we call the Human Computation Network. We've uploaded 85,000 high-res images from the GOI-1, an advanced Earth imaging satellite, and shared them with the public through our website. Citizen scientists all over the world are scanning these images and tagging anything that looks out of the ordinary. We've got hundreds of thousands of eyeballs in the sky looking for ancient structures.
This is the data that just came in today, huh?
Mm-hmm. These are the most recent tags that have been uploaded onto the data pads.
Hundreds of our citizen scientists tag this unusual rectangle shape on the satellite map. Straight lines are usually a good indicator that something's man-made. The GPS coordinates are then downloaded to us in the field. It turns out the site is less than 4 kilometers from our camp. Could it be the tomb of Genghis Khan? We're gonna go check it out.